Hello, and now we're at lesson 3. So I'm going to open up in stage 1B the description of the lesson plan. And here we go. The same rationale and same scenario. However, the teaching context changed a little bit because this is the end of the unit. So once students have completed all of Unit 1 of Imagine, the Amazing Amazon, they can then do this lesson. So this lesson should be taught at the end of Unit 1, as the activities serve best as a way of wrapping up the content of the unit. For example, the Jeopardy game in this lesson includes Ed's blog and To the Rescue, which are two stories that are featured within the unit. The former reading passages about how Ed Stafford trekked along the Amazon River, while the latter story describes how celebrities such as Sting and James Cameron support environmental conservation. At the very end of the lesson, students are going to produce either an Adobe Voice presentation or a podcast recording, which could be published and used for a school website or for an NGO to promote the awareness of deforestation in the Amazon rainforest. Now, the content standards, again with access to information, similar benchmark that we've seen in the other lessons. Also, learners interpret information from visual data, such as graphs, diagrams, and maps, like we saw with the ThingLink, which there's going to be another one that's embedded in this lesson. Pardon. The presentation standard is that learners use digital media tools, such as podcasts and Web 2.0 tools. The HOT skill, the higher order thinking skill, is that there's one of the questions for the ThingLink asks students to identify motives that explain behavior, such as why logging and mining in the Amazon get more attention than other causes of deforestation, such as the clearing of the forests for cattle. So the lesson outcomes will be for students to list reasons why protecting the Amazon rainforest is important, to categorize information presented in an infographic, consider reasons why deforestation in the Amazon is taking place, produce an audio or audiovisual presentation expressing personal wishes and opinions regarding endangered destinations and what we can do to protect them, and then to analyze the meaning of a song and understand the role music plays in conveying a message about environmental issues. The prior knowledge and prerequisites, students should have completed all the activities and stories within Unit 1, which includes Ed Stafford's blog and To the Rescue. In addition, they should have a keen awareness of the issue of rainforest conservation from the flipped classroom activities in Lesson 1. So it all kind of ends here. The pedagogical considerations, again, I want to tap into visual, audio, and kinesthetic modalities. Formative and summative assessments. Responses to the ThingLink can serve as a general assessment of students' awareness of the complexity surrounding the preservation of the Amazon rainforest, and the presentation can be considered as an oral assessment of students' ability to use their knowledge of conservationism in the protection of places that carry meaning to them, specific meaning to them. And then the learning styles, once again, are visual, spatial, verbal, logical, and now musical, interpersonal, and interpersonal, as well as the naturalistic intelligences. So with the procedures and activities, once again, the time allotted is 90 minutes. It's a 90-minute period with 40 minutes of homework. So we begin with a warm-up. Students will refer to the list they created of 5 reasons why saving the rainforest is crucial and share their responses with their partners before volunteering their answers to go on the board on the slide being projected. So, for example, here is the PowerPoint presentation. So they can provide their responses to 5 reasons why saving the rainforest is so crucial. And so they'll show those with the other class members, and I, as the teacher, would write them on the board. Of course, we could come up with more than 5. It's kind of that open period of time for discussion. And that should take about 10 minutes. Then there's the ThingLink activity. Students will use their smartphones or other device to access the thing link titled Causes of Deforestation in the Amazon, which is a pie chart. This one's the pie chart, which illustrates the reasons why trees are being logged in the Amazon, and which industries are most responsible for the destruction based on statistics. Embedded in the chart are several questions to promote deep and critical thinking. So here are the questions that they're going to respond to. And in the PowerPoint itself, I can then click on it. And this is the thing link. If it pops up. Pop up. And this is it right here. So as you can see, the largest contributor to deforestation are large-scale commercial agriculture. So here are some questions that are embedded into different sections of the pie chart. So that is the thing link. And then we move on to, in the PowerPoint, we have the QR activities, which were embedded in a worksheet. So there'll be a worksheet that they can also scan on the PowerPoint presentation, but there's also going to be a QR code within the worksheet with these questions included. And so that's QR Activity A, Infographic Medicines of the Rainforest. So they'll scan the QR code to see an infographic about important medicines made by plants that are native to the Amazon rainforest, then answer the questions on the side, either by writing on the worksheet or in their notebook. So that's the first QR activity, which is Activity A, and that will take about 15 minutes. Then there's QR Activity B. Students will scan another QR code to access a short presentation using Adobe Voice, which explains the Amazon rainforest, or exactly why it's important to me and to the wider world. And then students will then prepare either their own Adobe Voice presentation or use their voice recorders to answer the following questions. What was their favorite activity as a child? Which places in the world did they want to explore as a child? Out of the 5 places that are mentioned, which destinations have they visited and which ones have they not? And then they describe a place on Earth that needs our protection. Where is it? Why is it important? And why is it in danger? I gave some examples of the Sahel, the Serengeti, the Dead Sea, the Great Barrier Reef. And then what can we do to protect the chosen destination? Student presentations can be sent to the teacher via email or submitted to the course Moodle or Schoology page. Afterwards, the students can take some time to do a Jeopardy game for Unit 1. So you divide the class into 3 or 4 teams and allow the students to give themselves a team name or a mascot. Then you access the game, which is hyperlinked here, also in the PowerPoint presentation, and also within the folder of the activities for Lesson 3. So access the game and project the questions and categories on the whiteboard or another white surface. The topics for the game are biodiversity, much like the Edpuzzle video, as well as layers of the rainforest, Ed's vlog, and To the Rescue. So it was important for those students to read those stories before tackling this particular lesson. Then for homework, and that should take again half an hour. For homework, they're going to do the Big Yellow Taxi PowerPoint presentation, which is also screencast. So I would hand out the worksheet that's titled Discussion Questions, Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell, and the song lyrics. Both are located in the Schoology site. And students will answer all 8 questions while viewing the screencast. Students will respond to the questions while viewing the screencast, and it's also linked in YouTube. And the PowerPoint presentation itself is posted on the course site. Now, technology resources and decisions for each course. Number 1, the thing link. I chose this source to embed critical thinking questions into a pie chart representing causes for deforestation. This activity fit best after students brainstormed 5 reasons perhaps protecting the rainforest is essential. This tool allows teachers to enhance visuals by adding questions or video to make learning more interactive and multimodal. The QR codes, this really is more of a space and time saver because anything could be embedded into a code. It'd be too difficult to provide students with individual copies of the infographic on medicines of the Amazon, as the writing itself is really small, and the copies would have been blurred in black, gray, and white, and the copy machines at Takhanda Dash, well, there's only one in the teacher's lounge, and it's not that functional. So this is much more practical and efficient. And also it was a tool that could provide equal access to my Adobe Voice presentation from inside the classroom that could serve as a model for students' own presentations. So it's just easy access, more efficient. The Jeopardy game, I chose this because it's appropriate for engaging the whole class as a team building activity, and also can be used as a review activity before an end of unit assessment. And then the Screencast-O-Matic, this resource allows teachers to create presentation videos that can be instructive and informative while capturing his or her personality, which I believe can draw students' attention. I don't think I'm doing that great of a job for this walkthrough. I'm not as animated. But I've decided to use the Big Yellow Taxi assignment to serve as a closing activity for homework, to surprise students with something fun, and also to include perhaps a moral and ethical message behind the unit, which is if we choose not to cherish the things that matter, we may regret the day we no longer have it. So, concerns and consideration. There are 2 major concerns or considerations that could thwart the potential success of this lesson. The first is that students will need time to learn how to use Adobe Voice or another tool to record their presentations. 30 minutes is ample time to answer the questions and prepare the Adobe Voice recordings with images found on the internet or within the tool itself. However, this may not be the case for other tools. So as a result, you may want to give them an extension, perhaps several days, in order to complete the assignment. A second consideration to take into account is that the nature of the lessons is to supplement what they are learning in the textbook Imagine, not just to replace it. So students should still be reading the stories in Unit 1, which are featured in the Jeopardy game, and that complement what is being learned in the presentations, videos, music, and activities that coincide with the unit. And that is all in terms of the lesson plan. I'm going to show you where the different activities are located within the Schoology site. So here we're back to Final Project folder. I'm going to turn to Stage 2, Lesson Activities, and then Stage 3, Lesson Tools. So here you have the PowerPoint, which is better, of course, to download than to view it through this site. The ThingLink image and assignment, causes of deforestation in the Amazon pie chart. And then here you've got the amazing Amazon Rainforest QR code activities as a worksheet, which is embedded, so you can see the questions that need to be answered for Activity A, as well as the bubble map that they're going to fill out. This is where they're going to categorize what type of medication, the name for the medication, what it's used as a cure. And here you notice that there is medical drugs from the rainforest. You have another bubble that's 3 medicines that come from animals, 3 medicines that come from plants, and they'll be able to find that within the infographic. And then Activity B, you're going to scan the code to watch the Adobe Voice presentation, answer the questions, and then hopefully be able to create one of their own. Then, go back, here is the Jeopardy game. So that is active. QR activities and the homework activities, which feature all of the tools for Big Yellow Taxi. And that will conclude Lesson 3. Thank you so much.